So we started, but the problem is that there's no transparency in the program. We could never find out where that money was going, who was getting those tax credits. So fortunately in Sacramento, Labor did a public records request of the city of Rancho Cordova, and they found that they got a list of who was getting the tax credits. And interestingly, there were 2 strip clubs getting tax credits in Rancho Cordova. So, sorry Paul, you got to hear it. So what happened was, Paul was at, I shared this story last week and Paul was there, but what happened was, once we saw this, to me it highlights the lunacy of a program. So myself and another senator, Anthony Cannella, who represents Stockton in that area, he's a Republican, he was opposed to this plan too. I had legislation this year to reform this whole system of how it was done. And the governor didn't like the program either, so we started working together. And so I had a press conference, Anthony and I had a press conference at the strip club on a Monday morning. So TV cameras all over the place. We're standing there, the strip club's behind us. And my wife said before I left from here that morning, she said, "You better hope no one opens that door and says, 'Jerry, good to see you again.'" You're right. Fortunately, it didn't happen, so it was all right. But that highlighted the craziness, which was great because every legislator saw that. Everyone recognized how crazy that system was. So, working with the governor, we were able to take that program and do a couple of things. Now, with that same number of dollars that we had, 500 million of that will be used for, if you're a manufacturer in California, or if you're a manufacturer out of state and want to come to California and you want to purchase manufacturing or new manufacturing or research and development equipment, you can get a tax credit for your sales tax, which is what other states do universally. Now we want to promote manufacturing here, this will get good middle-class jobs. That will allow us to help and do that as a little incentive. We also gave $100 million to the governor, can now compete with Rick Perry from Texas and go around the country and find businesses that want to come to California, and he can help them. He can help them, maybe pay for their moving expenses if they're coming, or whatever. He'll have a little, I call it kind of walking around money, that he can use to incentivize California so that we can compete with other states and do that. There's also still a tax credit as part of this, because you can imagine, there are 40 enterprise zones in 40 districts around. There are only 58 counties in California, so that means there are a lot of legislators who have an enterprise zone within their jurisdiction, and they don't want to give it up. So we did allow a tax credit opportunity still there, but it has to be for higher paying jobs, not those at strip clubs. Or there were McDonald's, there were Wendy's, there were all of the fast foods, which really they don't bring jobs to a community. They're there as a result of other jobs that are in the community to support those jobs. So there's nothing. But the main issue is you have to now